Lesson 4-1 Practice Angles and Steepness. Question 1. The Americans with Disabilities Act states that ramps must have an angle less than or equal to 4.8 degrees. Remember, a 4.8 degree angle in a right triangle has a 1:12 ratio for the legs. Select all the ramps that meet the Americans with Disability Act requirements. Choice A definitely has a 1:12 ratio, so it is 4.8 degrees. And then 1 divided by 12, as you can see, is 0.083 repeating. So anything less than that would work. The second one is 40 divided by 30. That number is greater than 1. That is definitely would not work. 1 1/3. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 120 divided by 10 is 12. So that would work. It would be the same. It is the same as 1/12. So 10, 120, as you can see, is the same number as 1/12. That would work. 1 divided by 15 is smaller than 1/12. So that would work. 1 divided by 15 is 0.06 repeating, which is smaller than 0.083 repeating. That would work. And finally, 2 divided by 15 is much larger than 1/12. 2 divided by 15 is much larger than 1/12, which is 0.13 repeating, and it needs to be 0.083 or less. Question 2. Find the missing side in each triangle by using any method. Check your answers using a different method. Alright, we'll first find AC by using equivalent ratios. So if we look at the other triangle, they give us the small side and the large side. So we want to find the large side, so the small side is 5. So 10 over 26 equals, and then the small and the large side of this would be 5 over x. Side AC is what we're trying to find, 5 over x. If we cross multiply, 10 times x is 10x, and 26 times 5 is 130. If I divide both sides by 10, 10x divided by 10 is x, and 130 divided by 10 is 13. We're going to check our answer using the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And on that triangle, they give us the small side and the medium side. So A is 5 and B is 12. A is 5 and B is 12. That means C is x, right? C is x. 5 squared is 25. 12 squared is 144. Sorry, 144, and that equals x squared. 25 plus 144 is 169. 169. The square root of x squared is x, and the square root of SQRT 169 is 13. So segment AC is 13. To find DE, we look at the smaller triangle. They give us the small and the medium. So we want to find the medium. So, and the small is 10. So 5 over 12, 5 over 12. Equals 10 over x. 10 over x. 5 times x is 5x. 12 times 10 is 120. 5x divided by 5 is x, and 120 divided by 5 is 24. All right, we'll check our work with the Pythagorean theorem. So is 10 and C is 26. C is 26. A is 10. And that means B is X. B is X. 10 squared is 100. And plus x squared equals 26 squared. No idea. 26 squared. No idea. Now that's 676 equals 676. And if I subtract 100 from both sides, I get x squared equals 576. And the square root of both sides, x equals SQRT of 576 is 24. Question 3. The Americans with Disabilities Act states that ramps must have an angle less than or equal to 4.8 degrees. Remember, a 4.8 degree angle in a right triangle has a 1 to 12 ratio for the legs. Select all designs of the ramp that meet the Americans with Disabilities Act requirements. Right triangle with legs 3 meter and 33 meter. So 3 divided by 3 3 is 1, and 33 divided by 3 is 11, and that is greater than 1/12, so that wouldn't work. So we remember that 1/12 is that number, and then 3 divided by 33, that number is greater, so that would not work. 1/12, that would be equal to, that would be equal to 4.8 degrees. Right triangle with legs of 12 and 140. 12 divided by 12 is 1. 140 divided by 12 is 11 point something. So again, that's too big. 12 divided by 140. 12 divided by 140. And you can see that is bigger, 0.85, 0.83, right? That would not work. Right triangle with legs 12 and 150. Well, 12 divided by 12 is 1, and 150 divided by 12 is 12 point something. So that would be smaller. That would work. 12 divided by 150. And you can see that is smaller. 0.08 is smaller than 0.083 repeating. That would work. And then finally, right triangle with legs of 24 units and 240 units. 24 divided by 24 is 1, and 240 divided by 24 is 10, right? 1/10 would not work. That's too big. So what was that? 24 divided by 240, which is 1/10. That is bigger than 0.083 repeating. Would not work. Question 4. Kieran is visiting the Statue of Liberty. He wants to test the mirror method of indirect measurement for calculating heights. He is 5.8 feet tall and knows that the Statue of Liberty is 305 feet tall. The diagram is not to scale, but shows where a mirror could be placed to use similar triangles to verify the height of the Statue of Liberty. Drag the measurements to label the heights and distances. So obviously the man is not 305 feet or 522.9 feet. So he's 5.8 feet tall. And his shadow is going to be bigger than him. Again, not those other two. So it is 10 foot tall. So because the shadow is greater than the image, the shadow would be here. And the height of the Statue of Liberty would be here. Question 5. In this diagram, lines AC and DE are parallel, and line DC is perpendicular to each of them. If segment BD has length 4/3, calculate the length of side DE. Well, to calculate DE, it is the small side of the small triangle. We would need to know the small side of the large triangle. And it is obviously a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. 9 plus 16 equals 5 squared, which is 25. So segment AC is 3. So we could use that proportion, the small side over the medium side, 3/4. 3 divided by 4 is equivalent to the small side divided by the medium side of the smaller triangle. So the small side is the side we're trying to find, x. And they just said segment DB was 4/3. So that's x divided by 4/3. If you cross multiply 4 times x is 4x, and 3 times 4/3 is 4. 4x divided by 4 is x, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. Question 6. Lynn says she's memorized the lengths of a few right triangles. For example, 3, 4, and 5. She is trying to compile a list of several right triangles but needs your help. Select all the lengths of triangles that are right. All right, for the first one, A is 1, B is 1, and C is the square root of 2. So squared plus B squared equals 2, and then C squared also equals 2. That works. Then you have A is 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. A is 2. B is 4. And C is 6. You can see that does not work. 5, 12, 13. 5. A squared plus 12. B squared equals C squared, which is 13. They're both equal to 169. That works. 8, 9, 64. 8, 9, and 64. That obviously does not work. And 7, 19, and 22. 7. A squared is 7 squared. I can't even remember now. 19 and 22. 19 and 22. That does not work either. Question 7. In triangle ABC, the measure of angle A is 35 degrees, and the measure of angle B is 20 degrees. In triangle DEF, the measure of angle D is 35, and the measure of angle F is 125. Which of the following explains whether triangles ABC and DEF are similar? Well, if A and B are 35 plus 20, 35 plus 20 plus 125 is 180. That's 145 plus 35, which is 180. So we know two angles of this triangle are congruent to two angles of the other triangle, so they are similar. By triangle sum theorem, angle C is 125 degrees, so the triangles are similar because two corresponding angles have the same measure, which satisfies the angle-angle triangle similarity theorem.